Hello, I'm Avis Kalfsbeck, and this is the Peace is Here podcast. Welcome to Peacewarts, School of Peacecraft and Inquiry, where we practice the skills of peace through short classes. We take the peace work seriously, but not ourselves. If you're joining us mid-school year, you're not late. Orientation begins at episode 198. Welcome back, Peace Scholars. This is Chronicled Courage 101 in the Hall of Records, where we keep our eyes on the evidence. Today we're studying the near misses. In most history books, these stories are told as tales of luck or hardware malfunctions, but in this department we believe in agency. A near miss occurs when a system designed to escalate is fed a legitimate reason to go to war, but a human being makes a conscious choice to break the protocol. These are moments when war had political legitimacy, military readiness, and public support, and peace required the courage to be the only person in the room saying, "Not today." There never was a good war or a bad peace. Benjamin Franklin, 1783, following the signing of the peace treaty that ended the American Revolutionary War. History. If your survival depends on perfect systems behaving perfectly forever, you are not secure. Secure peace is built on the ethical override, the moment a person decides that the logical next step of a conflict is a failure of imagination. The technology of losing face. In October 1962, during the Cuban Missile Crisis, the world was cued for a global nuclear exchange. What happened next was a tactical refusal of real-time escalation. When an emotional letter from Khrushchev arrived at the White House, John F. Kennedy didn't just read it, he used it to create a time buffer. He deliberately ignored a second, more aggressive letter drafted by Soviet hardliners that arrived the next morning, choosing to respond only to the first. By doing this, he gave Khrushchev a way out that didn't look like surrender. The refusal of the final battle. By the early 1990s, South Africa was a powder keg. Following the Boipatong massacre, where 45 residents were killed, the momentum for a war of liberation was undeniable. What happened next was Nelson Mandela's most dangerous gamble. While he broke off formal talks to satisfy his base, he kept a secret channel open with the government's chief negotiator. They realized that a just war would leave them with a pile of ashes. They chose to pivot toward a sunset clause, which effectively bought the cooperation of the old regime to prevent a scorched earth retreat. Absolute disarmament, the Costa Rican sledgehammer. In 1948, Costa Rica was emerging from a bloody civil war. The leader, José Figueres Ferrer, had just led a rebel army to victory. Instead of strengthening the army to protect against the next uprising, Figueres Ferrer realized the military was the primary source of instability. On December 1, 1948, he took a sledgehammer to the stone walls of the Cuartel Bellavista military headquarters in San Jose. Did they stay peaceful? Yes, for over 75 years, Costa Rica has remained stable without a military. The Cuartel Bellavista was handed over to the Ministry of Education and is now the National Museum of Costa Rica. The law over nationalist fervor. In 1921, Finland and Sweden were at a breaking point over the Åland Islands. Sweden wanted the islands because the people spoke Swedish. Finland wanted them because they were legally Finnish territory. Instead of a nationalist clash, they used the League of Nations. They created a nested identity solution. Finland kept the land, but the islands became a self-governing, permanently demilitarized zone where Swedish culture was legally protected. Both nations chose the durability of law over the purity of borders. Thesis. These moments are often erased from the realist narrative of history because they show that war is a choice, not an inevitability. If war can be stopped by a secret trade, a truth commission, a sledgehammer, or a courtroom, then the entire infrastructure of war loses its mystery. In the Department of Chronicled Courage, we do not teach how war avoids failure. We teach why war is a failure. These near misses are indictments of the systems that brought us to the edge and monuments to the humans who had the courage to step back. Your homework. 1. Research the Cuartelazo attempt of April 1949. Even after Figueres Ferrer took the sledgehammer to the walls of the military headquarters, a high-ranking official tried to use the remnants of the military to seize power. Find out who led this near-miss coup and how the lack of a traditional military response actually helped resolve the crisis. 2. Write down one question about any of this episode's topics. If you don't have a question, just write no question. 3. Optional. Journal. Think of a conflict you're already in. What would it look like for you to lose face in order to gain a durable peace? The ink of the future. In the Department of Chronicled Courage, we believe that the records of the future are written by the people who had the courage to say not today. The record shows that escalations can be halted when someone chooses to pull the brake. Every time a secret compromise is chosen over a public victory or a shared future is prioritized over retaliation, we are witnessing the living architecture of survival. Every refusal of violence is a blueprint for a world that survives. Until next class, keep your eyes on the evidence. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to support the Pieces Here podcast, the most helpful way is to follow it wherever you're listening. It helps share the message with others. You can also support this piece work at my Patreon for $4 a month, about what a used paperback goes for these days. Just go to Patreon at patreon.com/Avis Kalfsbeck. That's AVISKALFSBEEK. My most recent book is Mana Mutante, a best friend eco-fiction novella about food systems, featuring Tilly, Camas, Pedro, and the rest of the gang. It's book 6 in the Pedro the Water Dog Saves the Planet series and is available wherever you buy books. You can find all of my peace projects and stay in touch at aviskalfsbeck.com. Music is by Javier Peque Rodriguez. Sound effects are from Pixabay. Regarding peace, we need not delay or despair. We are not late. We are right on time to love. We are all scholars of peace. Listen for the peace.